Hey everyone, so let's talk about testing with Node.js today. When you're working with Node.js or JavaScript, you have to keep testing all the time. Every little block of code that you add, you have to test it. Um, this is true for all other languages as well, but you have to cover your code with tests to ensure that your work is valid. All right, so let's talk about unit testing in Node.js. Um, So unit testing is writing tests for small units of code. That means that you have to write individual test cases for validating the behavior of functions, methods, and objects of all sorts. Okay, so um, let's see an example. And keep in mind, a unit test consists of three parts: arrange, act, and assert. So let's see an example. Imagine we have a function called add one to number. For example, it basically gets a number and return one plus that number. All right. And then what we have to do is to write another function called, for example, test add one to number. And then we say our variable is our variable x is equal to 4, and then so therefore our expected result would be 5. All right. And then we say, for example, our test result is add one to number, and then we pass this variable to the function. All right, so we say add one to number should return 5 in this case, and we check if test result equals to expected result console.log test pass. If not, test fail. All right, so you can run this JS script, and remember, you have to have Node installed or um, any other JavaScript engine to run JavaScript code. But you can easily download Node from this URL. If you don't have Node, you can download it from nodejs.org. All right, slash download slash package manager. All right, so let's run this. Add one to number should return 5 in this case, and test passed. All right, so if we change this to 6, test failed. All right, so what we did here was that we arranged all necessary preconditions. All right, and then we acted on our function. So the second step is to act on the function, the object, or the method that you want to test. All right, and then it's the assert part. So we assert, we check if our expected result is the same as the result we get from our function. All right, there are various tools that you can use for unit testing on Node.js. This is a really basic version of unit testing. All right, what you can do is that you can use the assert library. Basically, you just have to add this line of code, same function, same preconditions, and then we say test result is equal add one to number, and then we pass the variable. And then we use a try catch. We say if assert that equal test result and expected result log test pass, if not catch the error and say test failed. All right, and then we just run this test function. All right, so you say test failed. Why? Yeah, because I put expected result 6 here, but it should be 5, right? Test passed. Awesome. So these are really basic to use. There are two main assertion libraries in Node.js called Chai and Mocha. So if you don't have them, you can install them. Just type npm install dash dash state dash dev Mocha and Chai. All right. So that's it, you have it now. And now what you can do is that you can create a new test file called JS, for example, and then you say var expect or any other name, require the child library, all right, and then you add your function. So mine was called add one to number here in this file, unit test.js, right? This is the function, all right. Also, for testing this way, remember to export your function module that exports equals your number. All right, you don't actually need to use parentheses. All right, and then in your test.js file, say add one to number required unit test, and then you can use describe, and then in describe you can have different conditions. So this is just one condition that I've described here. All right, so you say, for example, it should add one to number, var x equals 4, test result, add one to number x, and then expect test result, all right, to be equal to expected result. And then you can add so many of these with different conditions. All right, that's it. And then remember, you shouldn't. Let me first get rid of this. And then you shouldn't use Node this time. You have to use Mocha and then just test.js. All right. See, so add one to number should add one to number, one passing. If you add more conditions to check, it will check all of them and return the result. Yeah, awesome.